I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Friday, January the 24th, brought to you in part by Witex Tags. If you're going to be in San Antonio at the NCBA Cattle Industry Trade Show, visit the Witex Tags booth, which is number 1543. They are going to be giving away 100 free custom printed tags every hour during the trade show hours. During the NCBA trade show, so that'd be a good way to win a bunch of tags right there, and be pretty easy to win in some of the slow times, as you guys that have been kind of know how it gets around there. But look at kind of what's going on around. We've been steady all year. 124, we can't get off of it, and it seems like that's all the guys really want for the cattle, because they're not pressing any harder to get it. It doesn't appear that we're going to be getting into the 130s like we thought maybe we were here a few months back. We thought we'd be really pushing right now. We have pushed, but then we've got to this 124 snag. Guys are making a little bit of money, and they've gotten complacent, and they're not pushing hard anymore. And I think that's part of the reason that the board was pretty weak there late in the week here, including some other things that are going on. This China human virus they got going, the coronavirus, is a bad deal. That was hard on the board on Thursday. They're saying there was 830 infected, 25 deaths so far. China is big about getting viruses in there that they can't control. But we've seen a couple of outbreaks that they believe are confirmed here in the United States, but they think they've got them controlled. This was all brought about by Chinese folks not cooking their exotic animals properly before they ate them. And, you just hate to see something like that spin out of control. But look at some other things that are going on. Burger King has one of their largest restaurant owner groups that own those franchises, Burger King, that has 1,000 locations. Made a statement here recently that those Impossible Whoppers are not selling very good. They've had to drop the price on them. They were $5.59 a piece. Now they've added them to the 2 for $6 menu specials there. But what was interesting to me is to see on there, these folks have 1,000 Burger King restaurants. They were only averaging 32 of those sandwiches, those fake meat sandwiches a day, and it's dropped back down to 28. A lot of those are farmers and ranchers that swallowed their pride and went and ate one of those just to see what they were up against. But I tell you what, the shine is off that deal. Their stock price is dropping, and we're hoping that it's just a fad to people, because anybody you talk to that's tried one, the smell's not right, the taste's not right, it's just not right. They're not as healthy as regular beef. So why in the world would you eat one, trying to trick yourself into thinking that you're saving the world? And it's just absolutely ridiculous. Although they're going to still spend money promoting those fake meat burgers, because it shows the public that they're offering a lot of choices out there, and they know that they love the real beef burgers, and only averaging 32 and now down to 28. Just the cars that are in the drive-up line would sop up 28 real Whoppers, at no problem. But unbelievable, they're still going to push that. But look what else is going on. We haven't seen the results of the investigation come back that the PNS did on your packers, for what happened following the Finney County fire. But maybe we're starting to see a little bit of reaction come back. We did see a statement here this week that the USDA Ag Marketing Service, which controls what was PNS, they have published a proposed rule specifying 4 criteria they consider when determining whether an undue or unreasonable preference or advantage has occurred in violation of the PNS Act. So, this could go into collusion, this could go into sweetheart deals, this could go into unfair trade practices, and the like. Those 4 criteria are listed here. Then they're saying if it cannot be justified on a basis of a cost savings related to dealing with different producers, sellers, or growers. That's your first one. Your second one, if it cannot be justified on the basis of meeting a competitor's price. Your third one, if it cannot be justified on the basis of meeting other terms offered by a competitor. And the last one, if it cannot be justified as a reasonable business decision that would be customary in the industry. But they're at least thinking about doing something. I mean, when's the last time P&S has really helped anybody in the cattle business? Not much. And every time somebody goes broke and you think P&S is going to handle it, you end up getting pennies on the dollar, and they never really stop a wreck before it happens. They just come in there after it's all broken up. But we've been trying to get them to look into some of the unfair trade practices, the collusion, the sweetheart deals that aren't fair to your smaller producers and things, and maybe this is the first step. So they do have a comment period on that. It lasts until March the 13th. You go to www.regulations.gov and you reference the document number to this particular document, and then you can put a comment on there, and they're going to make those comments public. And that's the way USDA does when they're trying to make a policy change, is they put a proposed rule out and then they open it for comments. So here's your opportunity, guys, if you want to do it. Let's talk about the board on Thursday. February live cattle futures down $1.50 at 124.67. April down $2.60 at 124.17. Your out fronts were all down pretty big, but just under $1 there. January feeder cattle down $1.15 at 142.77. March down $2.52, 140.52, and the rest of your out fronts were all down right around $2.50. But your fat cattle trade for the week was steady. It was steady on Wednesday, continued steady on Thursday, and like I said earlier, it's been steady all year long. I realize we're not even a full month into the new year, but getting kind of tired of this 124, 198 to $2 dress. But that's what the market is. Iowa sold over 10,000 head on Thursday that way. 17,900 for the week so far, 124 to 127, and mostly 125 in Iowa, and they have been doing a little bit better on the few live sales that they have, because they're putting out a premium quality beef product there, and they're getting paid for it, and they've got some small regional packers in there that are pushing. Their dress sells from 198 to 199.50, and pretty much a spread all the way through there. Nebraska about 10,500 on Thursday, about 25,000 for the week. 124 was the price for live, and dressed 198 to 199.50, heavy on the 199. Kansas only 200 head. They sold the lion's share of theirs on Wednesday, almost 22,000 of them, all at 124. Texas printed this week, so they had a little bit more activity than usual from more industry members, more packers playing around in there, more feedlots. About 700 head on Thursday, 4,400 head for the week, all at 124, and that's steady. Box beef cutout values, choice cuts Thursday afternoon, $215.32, up 36 cents. Selects down 82 cents at $211.20. Spreading out that choice select spread a little bit, just over $4 now. Brisk slaughter so far this week, 490,000 through Thursday, so that's good. Your actual slaughter information for the week ending January 11th come in on Thursday. Had our average dress steer weights at 904 pounds. That is 8 pounds less than the previous report. That's a significant drop, but still it's 13 pounds heavier than the 5-year average, because there were several years in there where we had more weather this time of year, and it was dragging the cattle behind quite a bit. Be sure and watch the Felton Angus Ranch expose on the American Rancher program on RFD Network. It's already aired a couple of times, but if you watch that, and I know most all of you have watched the American Rancher, my friend Jim Felton is going to be on there. His Felton Angus Ranch bull sale is going to be February the 10th. It's going to be on DV Auction, and it's a pretty good show there. I've watched it. It's going to be on Sunday, noon Eastern. If you haven't already seen it, get in there and record it on your DVR, or be sure you're around and watch it. We've got several big sales coming up this weekend on DV Auction. You know, we're in the middle of production sale season. I know it's not spring yet, but this is our spring bull season. bull sale season, and that's our bread and butter with DV Auction. We do about 1,200 production sales a year, and we're getting most of them done here in about 3 months right here this spring. But I know we'll have sales every day of the week. We do way more sales than anybody else, and but on the weekends it really gets busy, and sometimes I like to tell you guys what's coming up. This weekend, Sioux Empire Livestock Shows and Sales will be broadcast on dvauction.com. They're out of Sioux Falls. There's several of them. You can get on there and check those out. Ellingson Simmentals out of North Dakota this weekend. Ruggles Angus, McCook, Nebraska. Foster Farms 41st Annual Bull Sale, Smithfield, Nebraska. Baldridge Brothers Angus in North Platte, Nebraska. Nichols Farms, Bridgewater, Iowa. 21 Angus out of New England, North Dakota. Triangle J from Miller, Nebraska. Classic Angus Ranch in Regent, North Dakota. And the Golden Rule Gelfie sale is going to be from Mandan, North Dakota. You can watch all those comfort of your home or your pickup with the heater on your pad or even on your phone now. And those are going to be on dvauction.com this weekend. Get on there and check them out. Doesn't cost a thing to do that. And you can register to bid on there and bid on those bulls. You don't have to call anybody else. You can do it right there yourself. But also on DV Auction, primetime video sale was going to be Thursday. They moved it to Monday. So this coming Monday, going to have the primetime livestock video sale at Joplin Regional Stockyards at the barn. Let's look at your markets, what's going on. Your real-time index on DV Auction, which really is based on an 800-pound steer up through the middle 12 states, just like your CME cash feeder cattle index, 145.03, trading at a premium to what your closest feeder cattle contract is, which is a spot month, January, trading about $3 and change over that. But at 145.03, down just 3 cents, so pretty good sale day on Thursday. Look at some of your big sales on Thursday. Farmers and Ranchers Livestock, Salina, Kansas, 2,150 head. Sold their feeder steers steady to $1 higher. Feeder heifers $1 to $2 lower. Higher undertone on the calves, but not really well tested. Ogallala, Nebraska, another big Thursday sale for them. They had a big one last week. 5,200 head there, and they've been having big stock show specials here the last couple of weeks and selling the bulk of their calves. Mostly $2 to $3 lower is what it looked like on the automated market report that DV Auction puts out. If you look at this has all the cattle in there, and it gives you a good test of the market in your popular weights. But 791 head of the 5-weight steers average 560 at 181.33. Over 1,000 head of the 6-weight steers average 654 at 160.98. 462 head of the 7-weight steer calves average 151.29. Look at some of the heifers. About 500 of the 4-weight heifers average 460 at 171.75. That's pretty good. Almost 1,000 head of 5-weight heifers average 549, 159.50. And 690 head of the 6-weight heifers average 642 at 142.19. Top quote I saw there was on light calves there out of Ogallala. 50 head of 528-pound steer calves bring $2 a pound. A couple other individual quotes I want to give you. Mitchell, South Dakota. I tell you guys, they always sell those big, heavy back-grounded feeders that you can take right on to finishing them out there, and they can get more for those big, heavy feeders than anybody else. 63 head of 1,017-pound steers bring $140.75 in Mitchell, South Dakota. Pratt, Kansas, Winter Livestock and Pratt had the hottest sale again. I tell you what, Southern Kansas, Dodge City was the hottest sale on Wednesday. Pratt had the best 8-weight quote on Thursday. 62 head of 820-pound steers in Pratt bring $152. And that's your feeder flash for Friday.